Kristin with the Rogers Public Library, and this week for STEAM Explorations we are going to be making a 3D Halloween picture. So in your craft packet you will have a bunch of small pieces of foam, 2 sheets with little accent designs that you can use. You can choose black or yellow. You will have a small white circle, a background color, and some different layers. Now it tells us what each one is. So we're going to start with our bottom layer, and we'll cut out the rectangle on the black lines. And then we'll cut out the circle in the middle, or well, roundish space in the middle. And we're going to take our background and we're going to glue the gray piece onto our background right in the middle. So once that's glued on, we're going to go ahead and cut out our house, and you can use the yellow one or the black one. I'm going to use the black one. And then we're going to glue our house onto the background color inside the gray area. So you can choose where you want to put it within that. And then I'm going to take my moon and add that. And then I'm going to cut out these 3 little half ovals. And they're going to be my windows. So then I'll just glue my windows onto my house. And that is all I'm going to put on my background layer. Now I'm going to grab 2 longer strips and 2 shorter strips of foam, and I am going to put those across all of the edges of this bottom layer. So right along the edges. And this we will do in between each layer to give it that 3D effect. So once that's glued on, I'm going to take the second layer from bottom and cut that out along the black rectangle. Cut out the center. And then, before we glue it on, which is going to leave a little gap in between the 2 layers, you can choose if you would like to add any of these pieces between these layers. So within this circle. So I chose these 2 pieces, but you can not add anything, or you can add several pieces. It's up to you, but I'm going to use these 2. So I'm just going to glue these pieces onto the back of this second layer, so that only a little bit sticks out to the front, and then I will glue that onto my foam strips to create a second layer. Now, if you start to put them on and you don't like how it looks, you can always just peel them off and glue them on a different spot or change and use something else. So it's just up to you. Make it look however you want it to look. But whenever you're ready, just glue that second layer onto the foam strips, and then we're going to grab another set of foam and glue that on top of this layer on the very edges, just like we did the first time, to create another gap between layers. Once we have our next set of foam on, we will grab the next layer, the second layer from the front, and do the same thing. We'll cut out a rectangle and then cut out the center. And once we have that cut out, then we can choose some more items if we would like to include on this layer. So I chose the little vines this time. And once you're satisfied with how it looks, then we're going to put glue on the outside edges or on your foam and glue this layer down. Now with these, I actually pulled them a little bit so that they would angle where they kind of stick out of the frame. So you can do that if you would like, but you do not have to. And then we have our last layer. So again, we'll cut out the rectangle and the center. And then we'll need to go back and add our foam strips around the outside of our previous layer. And then again, go choose if you want to add anything to this layer. And then once you're satisfied with your pieces, again, we'll just glue this last layer onto the foam strips from the previous layer. And even at this point, if you decide you want to add some more things, then you can go back in and add some more pieces on there. I'm going to put a couple of bats flying around. I'm actually going to tilt their wings up and just glue the bodies on. So that we get more of that 3D effect. And when you have it looking how you want, you can be done just like this, or you can go ahead and trim off the extra background color so that you will only be left with that smaller rectangle without the background color showing on the sides. But that is our craft for STEAM explorations this week. I hope you enjoyed it. I think this one is extra fun, and I would love to see pictures of your completed 3D Halloween card in the comments if you would like to share them with us. Thank you again so much for joining me, and I will see you next week for another STEAM Explorations. Bye!